campaign files another lawsuit in Michigan in the latest challenge to the state's election results. The complaint filed earlier today against Wayne County, which includes Detroit, and Michigan Secretary of State, cites dozens of sworn affidavits from witnesses. The Trump campaign says ineligible ballots were counted in the state because Republican poll watchers were blocked from viewing the process. Witnesses noted that they saw batches of the same ballots being counted multiple times, late ballots being counted and predated, and ballots being accepted after the deadline. The lawsuit also accuses Wayne County of using faulty ballot tabulators that miscounted Trump votes for Biden. One America's White House correspondent Rion reports.
Listening to the other networks, a Biden-Harris presidency is a foregone conclusion. But the Trump campaign holds its ground, saying the law's on their side. Their latest major filing was in Michigan late Tuesday. The Trump campaign says they have a strong case. According to Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani, Michigan is very much in play. So just how many ballots would be affected should Team Trump prevail?
Well, I would say bare minimum 300,000 to 400,000.
Giuliani says the affidavits, pictures, and evidence collected for the Michigan case are powerful, laying out a clear picture of how an entire state was stolen by crooked Democrats.
There's actually one group of just 100,000 that were just concocted, drafted up that night, Biden votes that were all counted after the Republicans left. What they didn't count on is a couple of people stayed behind and have given us affidavits. About 4 o'clock in the morning, cars pulled up with out-of-plate license plates, and ballots were brought in the back door. And rather than being in the usual, more or less, caskets that you're required to have in Michigan to deliver ballots, they have very strict requirements about that, by the way. And if you don't do it that way, it's a misdemeanor. But these ballots came in the back door. They came in cardboard boxes, paper bags, some of them wide open so you could actually see the ballots. They were thrown on a table. It was described as the process of bringing them in took almost a half hour. Turned out they described it as 100,000 ballots. These were ballots that were brought in because they didn't feel they could catch up to Trump, and they weren't catching up to Trump with the cheating they were doing in the earlier part of the night, which was going too slow. So they called in 100,000 ballots, every single ballot as far as the independent witnesses could tell. They never heard a name other than Biden. They did occasionally go over and kind of discreetly look at the ballots. The ballots contained only Biden's name. Most of them, if not all of them, had no down column voting, which is very unusual, but also consistent with having to do it fast, right? Having to do it really quick. Then we have about another 200,000 where Republicans were excluded from observing. In misdemeanor, in Michigan, that's a misdemeanor. It's so serious. And the minute you exclude one party or the other from observing, that ballot becomes null and void. So there will be about bare minimum 300,000 to 400,000 ballots in Michigan.
Giuliani says the likelihood of success in this Michigan suit resides on the strength of the affidavits and the fairness of the federal district court in which it is being argued.
We believe we're in about the only place left in America where we can get fairness. We can't get fairness with the media. We can't get fairness with really with any of the people covering this. We can't get fairness even with law enforcement, who are afraid and doing things like intimidating witnesses in Erie, Pennsylvania. This case is before a federal judge. Federal judges are our last bastion of political independence and hopefully integrity. And it's a very good case.
The law's on their side, says the campaign, and with over 300 affidavits collected and a legal argument grounded in Michigan's own laws, a Michigan flip for Trump would be an immediate game changer.